Let me show you something. This was my first car. This is the car that I picked up yesterday. There's been a bit of a shift between these two time periods, and most of the shift has not happened in terms of cars, it's happened in terms of thinking. My name is Douglas Kruger. Today I'd like to ask you a question. Why are we so fanatically hung up on jobs? I live in Johannesburg, South Africa. And here, as with many places around the world, the constant cry is, give us a job, give us a job. We teach our children that the only goal is to go out there and get a job. That's what you must do with your life. Folks, the thinking is flawed. Our scenario has changed. Why do we want jobs? Why do we want to give our energy and our time and our intellectual capacity to making somebody else wealthy? Well, the old answer is we perceived it as safe. Folks, the scenario having changed, it is no longer safe. A speaker named Randy Gage, who has written a book titled Risky is the New Safe, points out that if you've been with a company for 30, 40 years, every day that you stay there, the target on your back just grows bigger and bigger. And he's right. Here in South Africa, one of my friends who is a director at a bank often says, I work on 25 days' notice. That's how secure a job is. And he's right. In fact, actually, he works for a bank that recently laid off over 2,000 people. And that just goes to show his point. The fact of the matter is, you cannot become wealthy working for somebody else. It just doesn't work that way. Rich people are their own bosses. That's how it works. Now, I recommend for young people going out and getting a job in the first place to learn a little bit about the trade. But once you've learnt your way, become your own boss and do it with urgency. Some interesting stats about that one. In the United States, 80% of millionaires are first generation, which means that they did not inherit their money from past generations, they've made it themselves. And of the world's 100 top billionaires, all of them are their own bosses. Gives you something to think about. Why are we so fanatically hung up on the idea of jobs? Jobs keep families in generational cycles of poverty. Don't do jobs. Be an entrepreneur. Here in South Africa, we often talk about growing entrepreneurs and building new businesses, and yet we teach our children go out there and get a job. I'd like you to think differently. Don't get fanatically hung up on the idea of the job. I'm Douglas Kruger. Thanks for your time.